All right, I think we are ready. Here we go. Yes, we are prepared. All right, how we doing, everyone? Ooh, that score bug is a little bit too off. Let's move that a little bit. There we go. All right, that should be good. All right, so hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Calling all angels, and I guess the waiver here too. Nice to see everybody, or at least it will be once we get started here. I am ready to get started, so let's begin. Um, all right, took a couple minutes, but we are set, and it is just in time for the match to start. It is now 5:45, so we are here for the big rivalry, West Coast Soccer's biggest matchup here in the women's side. Angel City FC, San Diego Wave FC, 1v1. To give you an idea of them lately, both teams are coming in riding some losses. Angel City dropped 3 in a row so far. San Diego Wave dropped 2 in a row. So both teams trying to shake off a fairly messy start since the break concluded. So let's take a look here. We've got ourselves a lineup. So let's talk about who all is actually out here today. So we've got, something being weird. There we go. All right. So starting 11 today, we got Angelina Anderson in goal, number 19 for Angel City. 4 defensive players today, according to their starting lineups listed. So we've got Sarah Gordon, the captain, Emily Sams, 11 and 6, respectively, by the way. Giselle Thompson, number 20, and Evelyn Shores, number 15. So they will be operating from the back line. Going from the midfield, 3 listed here. We have Ari Borges, number 8. We have Kennedy Fuller, number 17. And we have Neely Martin, number 14. On the front line, 3 playing up front. We have June Endo officially moving into the starting position. We also have Svindis Jansdottir, number 32, so 18 and 32. And then lastly, at number 99, we have Taylor Suarez also going out in the front. All right, so that is the starting lineup for Angel City. Then we have on San Diego Wave's end. Give me one moment, switching over to their screen here. There we go. Oh, that was not the right screen. There it is. All right. So for the starting lineup today, Didi Harachik is going to be the goalkeeper. She is number 31. I believe they have 4 on defense listed. Pearl Maroney, number 75. Krista McNabb, number 14. Kennedy Wesley, number 2. And Amelia Donna Van Zanten, number 16. Actually, no, let's look at this. They've actually got this thing listed different. Oh, no, they're listing by number. Sorry, I was looking at the way San Diego Wave was doing it. It was by number, so I'm actually checking their lineup screen. In the midline, they have Gia Corley, number 11. Kenza Dali, the captain, number 10. And Kimi Escancio, number 8. In front, we're going to be seeing Maria Eduardo Rodriguez Silva or Dudinha going forward. She'll be number 88. Ludmila da Silva, number 17. And we have Gabrielle Portillo, number 81, also in front. So that will be the starting lineup for San Diego. Quick rundown of their positions in the standings as we go through so far. As of the matches today, San Diego Wave is still sitting at the 5th place, with this win being necessary to try to expand out. So, let's see, at fifth place, they're at 15 points, lowest goal differential between them, Washington, and Gotham. So, a win here would put them back within a point of Portland for first place. Defeat would lower their goal differential further and keep them continued in fifth. Angel City, 9 points right now, sitting in ninth place since the results of today's games have gone through. However, multiple games in hand. Angel City with a win would vault to sixth place, still 3 points behind San Diego themselves. A defeat, unless it was by a monster margin, it would be still ninth place. Non-official, not sure. Like I said, this one is... Oh, and I forgot, I do need to actually hit start on this, as they have kicked off while I was checking the standings. So, here we go. We are ready. What I'm using is... I've literally got it via antenna. So, like, literally just one of those cheapo $15 antennas you get via, like, Target or Walmart. Like, as long as it's within, I believe, 30 miles, and the ion antenna here is, I think, like 25 out. So I've had no trouble pulling it. As for anything else, I know if you have access to any HD antenna services, it's also on there. I know Satellite has it, Cable has it, in their basic packages. Sling. I'm trying to think. There might be the NWSL Plus app even. Like, if you can find that, it might actually still use it. And we have two people clashing heads, and it's Van Santen and Borges. Both get dropped competing for the ball. And we are... I'm off by about 5 seconds. Let me push that forward a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it was... So the kick came in, and it was an attempt at to get the ball just away from the net. Oddly, because of the way Borges and them had gone at it, the two were actually facing the wrong direction, trying to hit the ball into an opposite direction of where they actually probably wanted it to go. And so, yeah, it just ended up being a clash, and they're both being checked out now, but it is looking like Van Zanten is probably going to pass. It looks, at least from what I can tell, she seems responsive. Ari Borges is still on the ground. So that's a little concerning. They're currently doing they're still doing the concussion test. They're just checking responsiveness in the shoulders. I think Van Zanten's going to be fine. Borges is now sitting up, so that's a really good sign. At least in terms of, just her not being, like, long-term injured. I don't know if she'll be able to actually stay in the match. We'll find out pretty quickly. They are both going out to the sideline. If we see a substitution end up happening, we know that the window was used. Ari Borges is now being put through the concussion protocol as well. So both of them have to come out of the game and be checked back in before they can actually continue on, because play stopped for them, and especially with head injuries, they've been a lot more serious about it. All right, Borges is up, and she's doing some just like short sprints, showing her coordination. She's still rubbing her temple, but I think they're gonna green light her to continue. All right, definitely a scary first couple of minutes. So already we're seeing people getting hurt. But thankfully, it looks like both will be able to check right back in on the next stoppage. So, yeah, so they just had it go back to San Diego. Horacek puts it into play. Ball is immediately lost once it gets into the offensive half. They kick it back to Anderson, who sends it forward for Angel City. Now goes into the midfield. Another battle of headers. Borges heads the ball again, so I guess they did check them both back in. So enough time had passed that they were able to just check them both in because they're both in play again. So we're at full 11 on 11. Borges running up. Jumps. Suarez tries to do a give and go, but there are too many obstacles for Borges to get there fast enough, and San Diego launches it back forward, and the ball goes out of bounds just short of midfield. We got Alex Strauss, who has unfortunately has not had the greatest record here, but I do think we're seeing the improvements on the squad. So it's one of those where he basically picked up a program that was very much directionless, and he has finally given it a rudder. And it's taken a little bit of time, but I do think they are trending back in the right direction. So here we go. We got in the defensive line for San Diego. Kicks it forward over to Dolly. Dolly tries to send it over to the left side. Corley's able to finally corral it. Luckily, there was no Angel City players around her. Ball gets pressed forward. Ball is stolen and goes into the monstrous sunlight that is just the entire last 5 yards on the upper half of the screen is basically like a sunburst. You could barely tell anything there. It's you can register movement, but that's about it. So we're coming to just to the point where the shadow has almost enveloped the field, and it'll be a lot better once that actually happens. Anyway, Angel City now with the ball. Defensive line's got it. They've kicked it all the way back to Anderson, who's walking it up. Has left the zone, kicked it forward, and it goes so far forward it actually ends up all the way back to the foot of Horacek. So goalies passing to each other. San Diego pressing it forward. We go. We see another movement here. Wesley, it looked like, sends it over to Dolly. Ball is taken. Suarez ends up kicking it up. Ball is lost by Fuller trying to maintain control. Borges ends up corralling it. Sends it back to the defensive line. And now it's back to the center back. So Sam's with it. Kicks it forward. And Jan's daughter kicks it over onto the right side. Giselle Thompson tried to get to it, but did not have the speed to outrun the defender. But it's still in their possession. Jan's daughter again, all the way up on the top half of the screen in the offensive third. Ooh. So this one, yeah, just a trip up. No. Yeah, no, Maroney tried to do a sliding tackle here and really had no chance of getting to the ball, so she just ends up crashing into Jan's daughter, which leads to a free kick. Apparently, based on because I've got the commentary being listened to as well, one of the issues that Maroney's going to be running into is if she gets another yellow card, she's racked up enough that could become a one-match suspension as well. So here we go. We have a free kick coming, again, from the very edge of the sunlight. About 7 players for Angel City are right up against the goalie box trying to make something occur. Gets overshot, misses everyone, and rolls out the back. This will be a goal kick. And here we go. We got Becky Tweed, the interim head coach of San Diego. This is because of a red card suspension for the coach. So, very interesting developments overall for San Diego. Not going in at their peak, to say the least. Ball got kicked back, ends up just getting launched over to Anderson. Has sent it to the midfield, being kicked ahead. Looks like kicked over. We have a chance here. Kennedy Fuller shoots, and over the goal. That attack happened extremely quickly. So the ball gets kicked through. It looked like Jansdottir pulled it down. Was unable to really have a chance at shooting because there were two defenders. So she sends it back to Fuller, who was the trailer, but she gets too much under the ball and chips it, and it goes above the net by a pretty healthy margin. But it was a really good play. It just was a lack of finishing, which has kind of been a plague for Angel City much of this season, especially since the break concluded. Challenge play. Borges sends it to Fuller and knocks it over. Now we got Martin. Back to Fuller. Tries to kick it up to Jansdottir, but San Diego player gets it first, knocks it into her foot, and then rolls off to the out of bounds. So this should be a goal kick as far as I can tell. Yep, it will be. So here we go. We got the goal kick made. Challenge for it. Evelyn Shores takes it away. Gives it back to Borges, who is bumped from behind as she tries to pass. No foul called. And now there's an attack here. San Diego finally on a counterattack trying to make something happen. Dudinha tries to take a shot, but it's blocked. And now the ball has been corralled. Portillo tries to make the attack. Ball is lost. Whistle is blown. I believe it's going to be an offside the way that everyone was moving. The counterattack was really good here. And yeah, actually looking at it, yeah, there was virtually no chance that they were going to allow that one. Dudinha was a good half step ahead. Yeah, that was not going to be allowed as a goal. Angel City's next home match will be in 2 weeks. That'll be against Kansas City Current, who, depending on the week, are either really good or very suspect. So we still have yet to get a real feel for what the Current are. So we can't really make a prediction on what they will look like when they come to BMO Stadium. All right, ball gets knocked out. That'll be a throw-in for Angel City deep in their defensive third. So since they don't really need to throw it into the box, they're going to have Shores do it. Usually on the offensive third, you'll see Jansdottir manage to throw herself because she's strong enough to send it into the box. There we go. Goes to Thompson. She brings it all the way back to the right side or the far side of the camera. Ball is run out of bounds by the San Diego defense. That should be a throw-in for Angel City, and it is. So here we go. Thompson looks, throws back, goes over the defensive line again. Ball is kicked over. Goes over to Gordon, who sends it over to Shores. Shores tries to send it forward, and it just hooks past everyone, rolls out the back, and that will be a goal kick for San Diego. Yeah, still a feeling out process for the two teams. Nothing solid just yet. I mean, a couple good attacks, a couple chances, but no one's really strung together anything that's really looked solid yet. It's like this time, the ball is being rolled. I think we're going throw-in. Yes. Yeah, the ref just kind of allowed that ball to roll for a while before finally picking up, and it's sent over to Jansdottir, who this time in the offensive third is going to be able to send it into the box, it looks like. She launches it. Yep, straight into the box. A lot of arm strength, a lot of core strength to make that happen. Ball leaves the box, but it's headed back in. The header attempt, once it gets in there, was too soft, and it falls at the feet of the goalie. Angel City so far at home, 7 goals for, 4 against in a 2-2 record. San Diego Wave is 3-1 on the road, 6 goals to 5. Van Zanten sends it all the way back as she tried to start making a run up to the midfield, was not able to get in. She was not able to break through the traffic, just sends it all the way back to the keeper. And once again, it is San Diego's defensive line trying to start something. It's sent all the way back up. At one point, Van Zanten tried to kick it forward. Gets deflected on her pass attempt, but she is already back with the ball, and she'll be doing a throw-in. But Suarez was moving aggressively right from the beginning, was able to take the ball, but on the next pass went right back to San Diego. Ball picked up by San Diego, kicked all the way back to their D-line. Gives back to Dolly. A lot of zigzagging, moving almost like a W shape. Van Zanten now with the ball on the far right, runs back into the middle. Tries to give it to Ludmila. Takes a shot. I'm not sure that one had a real chance at the net. Regardless, Anderson was not about to let that one to chance or to have a rebound shot, and she pulls it away. This time she throws the ball. D-line pops it through, over all the way, and once again, it is going to be Kennedy Fuller running up unopposed for a while. Jansdottir had a chance at it, but the 2 defenders were able to close in on her and force the ball away from her. If she had a little bit more speed on that would have been a goal, because it was literally the 3 of them running neck and neck. So just a little bit of extra sprint, or even the ball being kicked a little softer, could have turned into something. It looks like it'll be a free kick to San Diego. I believe that was June Endo fouling. If I recall correctly, this would be June Endo's first start since returning to action. Rather than try to kick it forward, they just press it backwards, and now it is once again back to the feet of Horacek. Sends it over to the D-line. They try to send it over to Dolly in the midfield. Too many black jerseys around her. By the way, this is a blackout night. I am in my black t-shirt here to show solidarity. You can't see it, but, just imagine. I actually am in the process of trying to get some black and Sol Rosa alternates, at least for this model. So we'll see. Anyway, for now, ball gets kicked all the way back. Angel City just retreating all the way to the keeper. D-line again back with it. Before finally Sams tries to send it forward. Doesn't work. Gets back to Giselle Thompson. Thompson, tried to do a pass. And there is a foul right there. That is going to be on Kennedy Wesley. She basically hooked the Angel City player trying to receive the pass. Wasn't even able to tell who it was. All I saw was black jersey go flying. Anyway, ball gets pressed forward again. Neely Martin sending it over to Jansdottir, to Endo. Sent all the way back to the top of the D-line. That'll be Sarah Gordon with the ball. Then Sams pressing it forward again. And no foul called there. June Endo got tripped up. And then as soon as they try to run away, she runs directly into Neely Martin. The ref looks like he's going to award a free kick. Thought they were about to do a booking, but no, they were just showing him walking. Just walks with purpose. Yeah, no, that one was... Yeah, no, Martin basically stopped in a weird spot and got ran into, so I can understand why it would be called a foul. Because that... I don't think anyone would have expected her to just stop in the middle of that and take that long to change direction. That's valid. All right, so here we go. We have another throw-in. Van Zanten. The free kick just basically was challenged and went straight back out. Portillo now with the ball, pressing along the side. Contest. Shores is able to wrestle the ball away, and whistle is blown. Starts pressing forward, which, yeah, I'm thinking, yep, it is a free kick to Angel City. So Anderson is coming out of the box to do the free kick. Angel City leads this series all time with 4 wins and 3 losses. However, there have been 6 draws on that as well. So, here we go. Ball is kicked. It tries to go to Martin. She is not tall enough to stop the challenge. But we'll still get a free kick because the challenge afterwards knocks over another Angel City player. So this will be another free kick, and the referee is saying something to Gia Corley from San Diego. I think he was just trying to get her clear, though. I don't think it was a warning for anything. Anyway, the ball gets sent to Gordon. Sends it back to the other side. To Sams. Press it forward. Evelyn Shores with the ball on the left side. She's got Suarez to her left. Tries to pop it over. Suarez unable to make a play off the ball. Ball gets kicked away, but still in the offensive third. Kick back. Sarah Gordon back with the ball over to Shores. Kicks it up again. This time, Jan's daughter should be able to pull it in, and she did just before the line. And San Diego was not about to see how that play developed. They kicked that thing straight out the side. I think, and Jan's daughter a little slow to get up. I think she might have pushed it a little bit running to that ball. Also, it was a pretty abrupt direction change to try to force that pass the way she did. But she makes it over to the throw-in spot, so she is going to conduct a throw-in into the box. This time doesn't throw it in, sends it to the top, where Giselle Thompson is there trying to do a setup pass. It gets blocked by 2 white jerseys, and ball is lost. This is a misplay, and now Dodinia running uncontested. Got 3 defenders trying to catch up to her in time. And Sarah Gordon, unbelievable speed, unbelievable reaction time, was able to get in front of Dodinia's shot, slides directly in front of it, and just the ball rolls under her, and as she gets up, she sends it back out of the box. That was an impressive display. And this is why you have speedsters on defense. Because Dodinia, the first touch she had in the box, she shot it, and it had legitimate power. So you had to be there when she took that shot, and Sarah Gordon made sure she got to the spot, even though she was a good 10 yards behind her at the time they started running. And she was like a quarter of the field apart, so that was a monster amount of running to do in a very short order. By the way, this is Sarah Gordon's 151st career appearance, so happy Gen 1 game. That's what I would call it, 151, just thinking of Gen 1 of Pokemon. Anyway, Suarez sends it over to Shores before Suarez takes it back over with a give and go. She tried to beat players off the dribble, but there were 3 of them, so there was no chance. Anyway, Giselle Thompson with the ball again, runs into the offensive half. Now into the offensive third. She was able to get through quite a few before running into the wall of white jerseys and pink shorts. Yeah, she just didn't get an option in time. Ball is kicked into the box, gets over all the San Diego players, but it was not at an angle where anyone could capitalize. There was a player in the area. It was a nice play. It just wasn't angled properly. And yeah, that is the beautiful game. That is how it is sometimes. All right. Now the good thing is it went off a San Diego head or shoulder, so this is going to be a throw-in. Jan's daughter basically a straight shot into the box. She takes it, That ball was shorter than usual. I'm wondering if she is still feeling the effects from that pull. Anyway, Neely Martin with the ball. Kicks it over Endo. Back to Martin, but Martin is not able to field it. San Diego gets back control of the ball. Dolly kicks it up. And Ludmila tried to get control. She is able to and sends it over to Dudinia. And now, once again, tries to get it. Defensive line holds firm, kicks it back up. And Wesley again with the ball, sends it over to Dolly. Dolly swings it, and a second swing pass over to Van Zanten. And then tries to give and go it back to Corley, who was running into the box, where she ran into two black jerseys, and the ball goes straight out of bounds. And Sarah Gordon is down. That's not good. I think these last couple challenges finally got to Gordon, because she was involved on that last one, too. Yeah, it was a good move. She was the one who actually got to the ball first. But the move, yeah, when she went down, yeah, she gets clipped. Corley, trying to kick for the ball, ends up getting her on the calf muscle. I think she just felt it. That kind of was a shock to her system. Nothing major. She is trying to shrug it off here. They are doing a water break, so this does give her an opportunity to check it out. Jan's daughter uses this as an opportunity to stretch herself. So, yeah, definitely Angel City has been putting themselves through it, trying to maintain the action here. Yeah, they are moving at some kind of pace right now. It has been very much in the Angel City offensive half for much of this first period. But, yeah, San Diego has definitely been good at picking their spots. This feels very similar to a lot of Angel City matches. Very dominant at the beginning and just nothing doing when it came to trying to finish. Oh, they are showing. So they're just showing the Mother's Day stuff. This is a Mother's Day weekend thing. By the way, if any of people watching are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. Yeah, with Angel City, you've got a lot of moms and relatively new moms, actually. So, I'll see a big one here. They have got Gordon and Jan's daughters who are stretching out. They are at the sideline, so next stoppage, they should be coming back in. And they've been waved into play. So here we go. There goes the kick. So again, Dolly with the ball. Lost control of it, didn't go out of bounds. So Angel City had a chance to try to counter. It didn't work out. Corley ends up with the ball at the top, and it gets pulled down by Jan's daughter, who gets herself immediately back involved into a play. Ari Borges takes the ball, runs past it for a second, but is able to recover. Swings it over to Shores. Shores kicks it back to the defensive line again. Sams swings it over. It's now back to the defense again, kicks it over to Thompson, who's up past midfield, runs it into four different San Diego players, but gets bailed out by the ref because she did get bumped by like two of them. So that was a bit of a dangerous play, but nonetheless worked out. She got what she wanted. She got the free kick, and so now it is Angel City kicking back and forth just above the midfield stripe. Ball is stolen. Very aggressive play from San Diego there. They attempt to make a pass in. Ludmila was able to get a shot out of it, but it had no power. She tried to do like what looked like a wedge shot, like from the sand trap of a golf course, and it wasn't high enough, and the slide in from Anderson, she was able to knock it down with her hand. Yeah, well handled. Admittedly, I do think, because based on the way this goes, Ludmila, when she gets to it, she did not have any chance to gather herself. She was just following the ball straight into the box. So she was going left foot. As soon as she got a foot on the ball, she shot it. So that's why it had the wedge to it. That was basically the only angle where she could take it. This ball gets kicked over. Dali kicking back and forth with the defensive lines. They try to get something organized here. We are a half hour into this match now. Very eventful go-through as these teams are trying to get that advantage. Whoever draws first blood is definitely going to be in a very important position here. As the standings go, if things were to hold, San Diego Wave would move up to third by virtue of breaking the tie that they have. And Angel City would move back into 8th place. So far in terms of time of possession, as expected, it is 55-45 in terms of percentages. Angel City with the majority of possession time. That has been how it's felt. Like, San Diego has had the ball, but has definitely been for a noticeably less amount of time. So this is now the second match, by the way, on the day of we had seen here, but we have had one match already today complete. And we'll talk about that in the second, during halftime here. But plays back going again. Dali, again, to the defense. They try to kick it up. This one goes to Dudinha, who... Oh, sorry. No, that would be Portillo. She got racked by 2 Angel City players outside the box. So it will be a free kick, but she is laid out. She is not moving. It appears to be wincing in quite a bit of pain. But yeah, we'll talk about this during the halftime, but Houston and Denver was supposed to happen earlier today. That game should already have that was going to be the front half of a doubleheader here. It got delayed due to weather conditions in Houston, so we'll go into that a little bit later on, but we'll talk about that because I was not expecting there to be another match after this, and we might keep track of it. I'll try to keep at least a running tab going because that match is going to start in the next 15 minutes. So it might actually kick off while halftime is wrapping up here. All right. So they are doing VAR right now. They want to make sure that there was no denial of a goal scoring. It does not look like they are because she had not pulled down the ball yet. So that would have been egregious if they'd called it. But it is still a free kick from just barely outside the box. And it is a yellow card to Sarah Gordon. So here we go. Dali trying to make the kick. Feeds it in. Anderson's not taking any chances. She runs to the ball and just grips it. Once again, Anderson drops the ball, walks with it, kicks it over to the right side. I am very grateful that there is no more sunlight on that side of the field, and you can actually see what's happening. Here we go. They try to send it to Portillo again, but this time it is stolen by Shores. And Corley is able to maintain the ball. She gets back control. Sends it over. They try to kick it forward. Misses everyone. And it rolls back to Anderson. Yeah, what we're seeing with San Diego so far is when they do try to speed up, no one's actually in position. So there has been a little bit of confusion from them on that front. It is worth noting, as we are still tied here, that this would be the 6th time in the last 4 seasons that these teams would have been drawn, including last year's season opener, which I actually had attended. So that was a 1-1 draw a year back. So far, no scoring yet, and we're past the 35-minute mark. But here we go. We got Van Zanten throwing in again. Play being made. Dolly there for her. Kicks it over. Corley with the ball. Tries to send it up. Missed Van Zanten. Ludmila tried to get to it, but she lost... I would say she lost control, but she never actually had control. The ball just kind of went off her foot sideways and goes out the back. This will be should be a goal kick. Oh, no, they're calling corner. I guess the defender actually did get a piece of it. I was wondering how the ball had ended up in that direction. But yeah, Dolly is moving into the corner kick position. Sends it up. They were really spaced out. There didn't appear to be... It appeared to be a lot more scattershot from San Diego. Like their set play either wasn't set or they were trying to just beat the defense by spreading them thin. Ball ends up contested all the way into the defensive half of San Diego, and they just decide to kick it back to their keeper. And once again, we are back to trying to set up. D-line tries to pass. It's blocked by Borges, but goes back to the defense. Once again, it's a lot of back and forth right now for San Diego with Wesley, McNabb, and Maroney maintaining the ball. McNabb giving it to Maroney now. Kicks it forward. She gets hooked, but no whistle. It is called the second time, though. Very much attacking by the Angel City midfield. No challenges going uncontested, though I would argue that is turning into a bit of a precarious position. Last time San Diego defeated Angel City was April 23rd, 2023. So we are now coming up on, this will be the 37th month anniversary of that. Here we go. Suarez outruns the ball. She's going to get a shot at this. She beats the keeper, but, oh, keeper caught it at the last moment. Horacek was not able to stop her from shooting, but was able to get just enough of an angle to prevent it from being a full goal. Yeah, this was a contortion move here. Like, Horacek knew she was not at an angle where she was going to be able to stop the shot from happening or block. So she had to basically contort the hip to get her back leg to swing out so it would at least deflect off of it. And it worked. And now the ball is still in play because it went out the back, so it was a corner. San Diego's finally able to pull it away thanks to Dudinha running into the box to prevent that attack from continuing. Now it's controlled by Dali. Sends it over to Van Zanten. Back to Dali. Moves it up again to Ludmila. Ludmila has to kick it out of bounds just due to the pressure. And Shores is back with the ball for a throw-in. They're showing a save of the half, which happened literally seconds ago because there haven't been that many good saves, if we're being honest. Here we go. Ball's still in play. Haracic sends it forward. Eventually, Neely Martin comes away with the ball, tries to kick it up, but it goes right back to a white and pink jersey. Free kick made. Corley sends it backwards. D-line once again with the ball for San Diego. San Diego sending it back. They're running through, tries to kick it up. Ball misses everyone, and Anderson just takes it. That ball just went a good, and did have a curve to it from the ground. Went a good like 70 yards uncontested until Anderson finally pulled it down. So here we go. Another back and forth set of kicks. Sarah Gordon, Emily Sams, Angeline Anderson. We know how this is going. Here we go. So again, Gordon sends it up. Lands at the feet of San Diego. San Diego trying to swing here. We got Van Zanten with the ball. Kicks it over. Corley kicks it back over. Poor Maroney kicks it. And that was a direct kick. That lands directly into Anderson's hands. Yeah, so far, not a lot of great shot opportunities. So it has been helpful to Anderson as she's not been asked to do anything Herculean. But needless to say, this has been a trying half for both sides here. Very much a rivalry. It feels like a good rivalry here. All right. Van Zanten kicks the ball through, ends up all the way back over, where Sarah Gordon corrals it, sends it back to Anderson. We got Sams with it. Neely Martin was right in front in case they need it, but instead just kicks it all the way up. San Diego forces the ball out of bounds by the time it finally gets to their defensive box. Sends it out of bounds. So this will be a throw-in, likely Jan's daughter throwing into the box. So here we go. Almost 42 minutes into the match, we have another effectively set play where Jan's daughter throws into the box. So let's see what happens here. Here it goes. A header attempt is not angled right, so it stays in play. Angel City keeps it in play. Ball eventually stolen, and now Dali tries to make a run at this. She's uncontested for a while, so there's a chance to open up a play here on the counterattack as we go into the 43rd minute. But traffic has caught up with them. It is a free kick because Angel City got a little physical trying to stop the play. Communication between the referee and Wesley. I think it's because Borges' cleat came off. So I think they would just want to make sure that there wasn't any additional fouls happening. And to the credit, Borges has managed to double knot the shoe, so hopefully that makes it a little strong. I don't know why people don't double knot by default. Like, I do that on every shoe, even if I don't need to. Just, I know the single knot looks better, but just, I find it unties easily in a single knot. You have to double knot if you want to prevent. Anyway, Kennedy Fuller now taking the ball up the field. She's getting into the offensive half. Almost tried to pass it up, didn't work out. Then finds enough room to get to Thompson. Thompson again challenging three players at once. Kicks it over. Endo tried to take a shot, wasn't able to get it. It was blocked. And then finally Dudinha ends up being the bailout, ends up with control of the ball. She's trying to run it up uncontested, but now she's got a good 4 black jerseys coming up on her, so she has to kick it up. So here we go. Sarah Gordon now guarding the ball directly. Very difficult to move around her. There it is. The opportunity has come up again here near the end of the 44th minute. Maroney just has to back out. She kicks it over. Keeps going all the way back. Sent it almost to midfield. Ball is challenged. Whistle is blown. And it'll be a free kick to San Diego. Ooh. And another player in pain for San Diego. This time it is... That is Maroney again. Yeah, Maroney got knocked over on aggressive play here. I'm trying to see who did. Oh, it was Endo. Yeah, Endo went for the ball, but, I mean, Maroney was just, her whole body was directly in front of her. There was no chance you weren't going to hit her. So here we go. We got the free kick coming in. Only a few seconds left. They will be calling for injury time in a moment. We're going to find out how much they're adding. Here's the free kick from Dali. Ludmila tried to get a shot. Ends up having to settle for sideways. Loses control. Jansdottir with the ball and is now running uncontested. Only 2 San Diego players in front of her at all. Kicks up to Suarez. Wasn't able to get to it. Endo was almost there too. Finally, it just has to be kicked out. And we are going 5 minutes. We are adding 5 minutes in this one. Yeah, that actually tracks, considering the first thing we saw really was 2 people clashing heads, and that took a while. We've had a few leg things. So yeah, 5 minutes feels fair. So this time it's not a throw from Jansdottir. It's going to be Thompson. Thompson again makes a play off the ball, but too many players around her. Sends it over to Martin. Back to Thompson. Back to Martin. Kicks it back over to Endo. Here we go. Gordon. Shores with it. Shores takes the cross, but wasn't able to get much out of it. Tries to pass it over to Suarez, but she's not able to corral it. San Diego with the ball again. They try to kick it away, but it gets blocked. Question is, who's getting the throw in? It's going to San Diego. Oh. Wait. Whistle being blown. No, the ref is shifting it. It is going to be a throw-in for Angel City. Jansdottir steps out to do the throw-in. So once again, another opportunity for Angel City. They have sent in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players into the box here to try to get the attack going. See if this can lead to a goal here in injury time. Goes high. Ball is headed. Not really. If anything, it goes off of a player's sternum and rolls back out of the box and out of bounds. This is a San Diego throw-in. It's an impressive throw. It's just no player has been able to actually get the angle and actually make a play off of it yet. But just the fact that it's a play you have to defend does force a lot of defenders from San Diego to be down there. And it creates this, a counterattack where the players are really scattered and not numerous. And it gets the ball back in Angel City's feet very quickly. Jansdottir right now with the ball in the offensive third. Ball is stolen. That was Dudinha doing it. Ball, they attempt to kick out. It is. And Sarah Gordon immediately throws it back to, rather than try to send it forward, sends it back to Anderson. So here we go. Now Anderson with the ball. And here comes the challenge. Sends it to Shores. Has to send it back. This time kicks it forward. It is pulled down by Endo. There you go. They're pressed. Goes up to the front line. Here comes another counterattack opportunity for Angel City. And Horatius has to slide in and pull the ball. We're seeing definitely San Diego's planning feels awkward right now. You can see they're not at their best. Commentary's already noting that the body language is very frustrated. The players are trying to stay hyped up, but this is a frustrating match. They are going to have to grind this one out. Here we go. Thompson actually has got a free ball into the box. Still people in front of her, so she has to back out. But the attack is still active. Shores has got it sent back to her. Gives it over to Borges, who's not able to control it. So here's a chance for a counterattack from San Diego, but the angle for Dudinha is not there. And the ball just gets kicked back to Anderson. There's about a minute left here in the half. So at this point, it'll probably be Angel City's last attack and the last attack of the half. Goes to Borges. Kicks it back again to Shores. There's about 30 seconds now left in the half. She kicks it up. Gets popped away by Wesley, who sends it out. This is a throw-in for Angel City again. Shores runs up with it. Now down to about 20 seconds. Throws it in. Jan's daughter corrals it. Suarez runs up, not able to get it to her. Tries to kick it back to Neely Martin. Doesn't work out. Counterattack has been sent to San Diego. They're in their defensive third, so I'm thinking they're just going to blow the whistle, and they do. There it is. That is the half. There we go. We have concluded that first period. We'll be moving into our second period very shortly. But first, they must talk through all of this business. A lot of stuff to talk about for both teams as they try to figure out who's going to be the one that gets them some semblance of control in this thing. So far, I would say Angel City has been the one in command of the game. They've been controlling the pace, but there hasn't really been much in the way of actual opportunities. They had one really good one, the Suarez shot, but other than that, there really hasn't been much from either side. Captain Gordon being interviewed right now by Ion. Just listening to it. Yep, and her analysis is accurate. So basically, her point is their entire counterattack and all of San Diego's best things resembling attack opportunities have come after their own set plays because their set plays have missed so poorly that when the counterattack goes on, they're able to just poke through and run uncontested for a good 50 to 60 yards. Now, luckily, they have a lot of people back, but that's more a necessity. Ideally, you probably would want a 7th or an 8th attacker on those plays, but you can't afford it because you guys are capitalizing so rarely that to overcommit so many people and open up a counterattack with such a low number of defenders would be extremely risky. So it's just something you're not able to really manage. All right, so let's go back into what we got here with the weather delay for the Houston Dash. So it is inclement weather in the Houston area. So going through, let me actually pull up what the Houston weather report is looking like right now. In terms of today, it's lightning storms. At least the prospect of it is there. Temperature-wise, it's actually not bad in Houston right now, all things considered. But, yeah, it's an unsettled system. They got isolated storms, and it just so happened that there was one in the area that kind of forced the delay. So it ended up being pushed 3 hours. They'll be starting here. Actually, they might have already started. Let's see. Yep, it has started already. Houston Dash are currently in the 7th minute with their home game over against Denver Summit FC. So just a quick rundown of where those two teams are sitting. The Houston Dash, we're currently on sitting at 10 points. They were at that moment in 8th place. So they were positioned just ahead of where Angel City was. They've actually jumped up to 7th on the live table because a 0-0 draw would put them in a 3-way tie at 11 points, which would put them ahead of Seattle Reign on goal differential and even with Orlando Pride. However, they would lose on the next tiebreaker, so the Pride would still hold 6th. So that is that one. Gotham and Boston had their big rematch. And this time, Boston capitalized on some momentum. They actually managed to get a draw this time rather than taking the 1-0 loss from the previous go-around. So, kind of a hot streak for Boston Legacy. They're up to 5 points. 2 draws, 1 win in 8 attempts. That's not horrible. That puts you 1 point out of getting out of last completely. Chicago's sitting there at 6th. 6 points. You've got Louisville sitting at 7 points, which at the moment would have them in 13th, though a draw for Denver would move Denver back ahead of them. But yeah, right now that bottom quarter consists of Chicago, Louisville, and 2 expansion squads, and that's not completely out of the... It would not be out of the realm of possibility if you had talked to people. That would seem like a reasonable expectation for those teams, considering Chicago is still struggling pretty mightily in the midfield, controlling the ball. Louisville is very strong offensively, has a very porous defense. Denver and Boston are both expansion teams. So, yeah, if you looked at them, if you said those were the bottom quarter of the league, I don't think anyone would begrudge you. The next quarter of the league is the ones that are going to be fighting for playoff spots and potentially try to make it in there. At the moment, the teams sitting in those spots are Angel City, North Carolina, Bay FC, and Kansas City. It does seem like, based on performance, yeah, North Carolina has a lot going on now in terms of consistency that they need to deal with. Kansas City has that issue. Bay FC seems to have regressed a bit, but they can still show flashes of what they were doing. And we might be dealing with a scenario where there are 9 potential playoff teams fighting for 8 spots, because if Angel City is sitting there at 9th, that's a really good team to not be in the playoffs. In terms of who they could replace, we know that Seattle is also spotty. Houston, I think, is probably the actual weakest of the 9. Orlando is their offense is extremely reliant on one person. So I do think you're seeing the incomplete squads very much in there. And then up around this top 5, you've got some very strong, very complete squads with varying degrees of execution issues. You got Portland in first place, Utah in second. And they would hold second, by the way, right now. If this ends in a draw, San Diego and Utah would be even on points, but Utah would have a superior goal differential, +6 to +3. So Utah number 2, San Diego third. You have Washington sitting in 4th place at 15 points with a match coming up tomorrow. So, yeah, so Washington could move ahead of all of them, potentially. Or Seattle could win and crowd that thing even further. Anyway, besides the one today, there was the 2 matches on this past Friday where we just talked about Louisville being in the bottom quarter. They are still dangerous because of that offense. 3 goals scored after giving up the first one to Portland is a big deal, because you basically took the team who took the lead in the standings and just immediately brought them back down to earth. You would not expect it to be Louisville to be the team that does it. But, once again, I've said Portland has a very specific circumstance where they play, where they're not winning often in terms of time of possession. They get outshot. And with a team like Louisville, you don't want to be getting outshot by Louisville. So that matchup, just its styles make fights kind of thing. It's just, you don't want to be in a game like that. And luckily for Portland, Louisville probably will not be in the playoffs to actually make them pay for it. But that's a problematic game, and I imagine the rematch in Portland will be equally problematic. Orlando pulling the win over North Carolina. Once again, for a team that I thought was going to be much better, North Carolina just looks off all the time. And in this case, it was a very even match, and it was, once again, it kind of exposes Orlando because it was Banda again getting the only offensive effort for Orlando, another goal. But, I mean, it works out. Yeah, she's got 8 goals, and no one else in the league has more than 5. But as long as she's healthy, I mean, her offense appears to be enough to get them into playoff positions. So I don't think anyone's going to begrudge it as long as it keeps working. That said, I would highly advise them to figure out some type of second option that is reliable. Because if she does get injured at any point and this team actually has to perform without her, what I'm seeing, they don't have a lot of goal power beyond that. So they become a very offensively impotent team. So, meanwhile, I'm looking back here, still at halftime. Let's look at some other things going on here. We know we got a lot of women's sports business going on here. The WNBA began this weekend. Every team is going to start their season this weekend, I believe, with 4 games coming up tomorrow as well. Portland Fire debuted right now. They are down 13 to Chicago Sky. Minnesota Lynx beating the Atlanta Dream by 5 with 5.5 to play in the game. Phoenix Mercury winning a rematch of the finals with the Las Vegas Aces by 33. Dallas Wings beat the Indiana Fever. So Paige Beckers gets a 3-point win over Caitlin Clark. Yesterday was the actual opening of the season. 31-point victory for the New York Liberty over the lame duck Connecticut Sun, preparing for their forced move into Houston because the WNBA said so, and they don't really care about their fans in Uncasville. Mystics, 68 to 65 over the expansion tempo. Toronto got up for it. They tried to get something. They just weren't able to manage. But that was a lot of talent. The Mystics got to draft a lot of talent this draft, so they are going to be a tough team to deal with. Even at least in the early going, I do think the wear and tear of college season is going to get to all of these players. And then Golden State beats Seattle 91 to 80. Good start for them. But yeah, that would put 14 out of the 15 teams with a game under their belt after today. The only one who will not have a game in yet is the LA Sparks, who start tomorrow. They will play the Aces in the Aces' second game in their back-to-back. I don't know how the Aces drew a back-to-back to start the season, but after that loss, they have to get on the bus, and it's a trip over to Staples Center. And that pretty much is that. Still on ads, so still got a couple other ones here. Major League Volleyball, they just finished their season. This is the Professional Volleyball League, another major sports league for women's, and it is the team who's been dominating most of the year. It was the Dallas Pulse defeating the Omaha Supernovas. So Dallas, in their first season, pick up a championship. A lot of former players from the team that went on hiatus last year. The Vegas Thrill. So definitely proof of concept for those players that they were primed to do something before an entire ownership crisis came in and derailed all of that. And then, in the final one, PWHL, we have women's playoff action here. So far, everyone's got no games today. Tomorrow, Boston will be playing Ottawa, and that will go at noon. You can see that on YouTube. Ottawa leads the series 2-1. If Boston wins, though, they will host the Game 5, which will be the deciding game on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, also on YouTube. Minnesota-Montreal, the other series, is already going to a deciding Game 5 in Montreal, and that will be done at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Monday. And you can also see that game on YouTube. PWHL is very nice about running their stuff on YouTube. The 8-team league is expanding to 12 this year. Oh, we got some substitutions happening here as the game is about to start. We got Chilufya coming in. I'm about to start this here. It'll be Angel City's ball. He's waiting for someone to actually kick it. There we go. And it has begun. Ball is kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw into San Diego. But yeah, Detroit was announced as the 9th team of the PWHL. It does sound like the 10th team is almost certainly be Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, which will keep the league in relatively even numbers. It sounds like they want the Bay Area. So Gia Corley has been replaced by Leah Godfrey this half. So that is, and Ludmila De Silva is coming off for Trinity Byers on San Diego's side. And then June Endo is coming out for Angel City. And Prisha Chilufya is coming in her place. So I guess we're going to just treat that as the first sub window. Yeah, so if there are, in fact, 10 spots pretty much lined up in the PWHL and San Jose is kind of on the inside track for the 11th, that does kind of raise where the 12th spot will come in. So far, they've been pretty good about keeping it built evenly between USA and Canada. Obviously, that can't continue forever because the number of markets isn't the same. But you could reasonably do it probably up to about a 16-team league, and it would still work. So logically, you would expect the next one in line would probably be like Edmonton, Calgary, something like that. Maybe Winnipeg. Or, you could just do the obvious thing and give a team to Quebec City. Like, they've had the arena ready. But I've also heard talk they want to have 4 teams on the West, which means unless you do want to go to Alberta, you are going to have to... a lot of ball bouncing in the box. Finally, Anderson had enough and just dove on it. Yeah, it sounds like the last of the PWHL expansion might be Vegas or Salt Lake or Los Angeles to fill that 12th spot. If, in fact, San Jose and Hamilton, Ontario are going to be the next 2. We will see about that. They might want another team out west. Personally, I would say if you need a 4th Western team, your better pick is to go with keeping it even and sending a team to Edmonton or Calgary. But I also know you might also have issues with booking arenas for that. All right, so here we go. Once again, the counterattack for San Diego is going. Ball is trying to be kicked up. The play is made, but it is stopped by Angel City defense, who sends it over to Anderson, who walks it out of the box. She continues to dribble, kicks it over to Sams. Sams with the ball here. Presses it up. So what is interesting, with no Corley and no Ludmila, that is a different look on the aggression for San Diego. Oh, that was huge. Dudinha gets the first goal of the match. At least it should officially be given to her. It did bounce off an Angel City player, so let's look at this, because I want to see, would this have been saved if no one had messed with it? So this is, I was already questioning it. It actually looks like it worked out because Godfrey is the one who allowed it to get to Dudinha. She crosses up two players, shoots it. Anderson was ready for it. The problem was the shot goes off of the right shoulder of Sarah Gordon trying to stuff it. So Dudinha finally gets to make a real move with it, and she gets a goal for it. Works out for her. And yeah, just really well crossed, really well planned out. That probably does get stopped if it doesn't go off of Gordon, but that was something that Dudinha, I think, she saw where it was and thought, you know what? My best shot right now is to see if I can get it to go off of her because she's right there. So here we go. 50 minutes into the match here, or will be in a second. San Diego, now with a 1-0 lead, is up to Angel City to go get a goal. This has been a relatively common problem for Angel City, just the lack of being able to finish. Even though they do get a lot of possession, a lot of time, they haven't been able to actually muster the goal they need. And this was something that was talked about in the preseason. Does the front line have enough in it to be a consistent goal scoring threat? And while there are plenty of really good players up in the front for Angel City, it has admittedly looked like they have a limit when it comes to getting that last pass. So now here we go. San Diego with control of the ball. They're forced to kick it out, though. But yeah, you're already seeing Leah Godfrey being very fixated on being able to make these plays work. She is coming down to help the defensive line. She was up in the front to assist with that goal. Everything did shift quite a bit here with Godfrey coming in. So here we go. Martin, the one throwing into the box this time. Chilufya actually gets a header at the goal, but it misses by about a foot or two. Goes to the right side. It did look like it was partially deflected, and I think it might be a corner kick. So yeah, it is credited to Dudinha, even though it did go off a player, because it was the direct result of her shot. So it is officially a Dudinha goal. And I think that's a lot more fair to say than to say that was a Sarah Gordon own goal. So here it comes. Angel City now loaded up into the box. I've seen at least 5 players down there with another at the very top of the box. And here comes the corner. The header gets deflected by San Diego, and it goes out the side, so another throw-in coming. And Martin's doing it. So I'm wondering if Jan's daughter is starting to still feel, because remember, she kind of looked like she tweaked her leg a little early on in the match. So this might be a matter of it's better to have her up front trying to score rather than be the one responsible for the throw. And the ball gets sent out the back again by San Diego, and we have another corner, and this one's going to be Evelyn Shores. Now this is now the 4th consecutive set play. Will Angel City actually manage to get a real look out of any of these? Where the goalkeeper actually has to play the ball. Here we go. Another one. It's broken up. It stays with Angel City, though. She tried to send it in, but it's deflected. Ball gets kicked back in, though. Here's an opportunity, and it's in! It ended up being... That was a rush from the center back line they all rushed in to try to load the numbers, and it works out for Angel City. That is a goal for Emily Sams, her first as an Angel City player, and we are level. Equalized. So let's look at this here again. So Shores sends it over. Gordon pops it in. Sams rushes in on the box, and before Haricic can get to the ball, she's able to just pop it with her left leg. It doesn't have a lot behind it, but it was so close to the net it didn't matter. It just rolled casually in, and none of the San Diego players were able to do anything in time. Really well played. And for once, the set play, even if it wasn't direct, does lead to some success here for Angel City. And here we are now approaching the 55-minute mark of this match, and both teams have got themselves a goal. And here comes the smoke. Yeah, the incense and smoke is going off in the fan section. Again, having been there, it is a fun time. That is a good 90 minutes. Anyway, here's the kickoff. So I don't think anyone was expecting Emily Sams to be the one scoring, but nonetheless, here we are. You got Dudinia and Sams as the goal scorers so far. We've reached that point in the game where I'm pretty sure this soda is now more water than soda. There it is. Well played on both parts. The score is now exactly what it was when I saw it. It's 1-1. Both teams finally broke through. Let's see what can happen. Ball is kicked up. They try to get it to Chalufia. Gets blocked by San Diego. They send it out of bounds. That was Kristen McNabb forcing it out. Giselle Thompson gives the throw in. Borges tried to make a kick. It always feels like wherever Borges is, that's where a lot of just physical contact happens. So, yeah, she gets herself involved, and I think it does do a good job drawing people in on her, and it's allowed the field to open up for the rest of the players. No, it's not identical to hockey, but teams need themselves an enforcer. And here's a pop through by Borges. Chalufia is going to get control of this ball, but she's way outside the box. There's no real way to make anything here. Second player comes in, sends it to Thompson, sends it back over. Now Borges to the box. Tried to get it through, but it was Van Zanten who kicks it out. Shores with the ball again. And now Jansdottir with the ball. Kicks it back to... kicks it back to Shores. Now Borges. Now to Thompson. It's on the right side again. Now Suarez with the ball. Sends it back to Thompson. Big slide. And she got bailed out. Giselle Thompson would have kept the ball in, but there really wasn't anywhere for it to go. So because San Diego challenged it, and the slide came in from Escano, they had to call it as a corner kick. So once again, we got Evelyn Shores getting ready to do another corner. This is working out well. So we are at... I think this is the 5th corner kick for Angel City. Possibly the 6th. It comes up. This one goes long. They're trying to play it a long way. I think they're noticing that opposite side might be where to go. But either way, this time it was stuffed by Haricic. And Sarah Gordon is able to field it after a long rundown. Martin with the ball, pushes it up. Ball has gone out of bounds. It is a throw-in for San Diego. Ball gets misplayed. It's still in their possession, though. They send it back to McNabb, who sends it over to Maroney. Maroney running up until Suarez gets to her, then tries to pass it up, gets kicked out by Thompson. It's a throw-in that Maroney puts it back in. Possession has moved up for San Diego in this half, and we're back to 50-50. Ascanio not able to maintain it. Ball gets deflected, but she still got it. She's not lost it yet. Now Leah Godfrey with it. Ball gets chipped, but stays with her. Suarez challenging the ball. Maroney tries to send it to the box. It's knocked away. Chalufia pulls down the ball outside the box, and now just tries to pop it out. Ends up getting sent over to Wesley, who kicks it up. This might be a chance for Dudinha. That one way too high, though. That was, again, it was another wedge shot. Got really just high into the air. Misses by a good couple feet. That was well past the top of the goal. But we are finally getting into that intensity mark. This game has been going for over an hour. And so with 30 minutes of play to go and injury time, what will these two bring into this latest chapter of the rivalry? Once again, challenge of the ball. San Diego's still with it. Definitely a much stronger lineup in this half. Definitely seems like the substitutions that were made have worked out in their favor. Byers and especially Godfrey have pulled the formation a little bit more together. Seems there's a lot more movement. And it could just be that they're fresher, or it could be their play style suits better. But either way, Dudinha now with the ball right around midfield. Whistle was blown. It's a free kick. Giselle Thompson was nearly on top of her. And so now kicks through. San Diego tries to get to it, but Jonsdottir makes a play on the ball. It gets pulled down, and Ascanio is called for a foul. Ooh, Jonsdottir, she was calling for a substitution. She signaled for it. I think her leg, she's feeling something. That ain't good. So that is concerning. They are trying to stretch it out. We'll see if they use the sub window here. Yep, it is a process now. We will see. Quick update. Denver Summit are doing that thing they do where they score 2 goals really early, and they're up 2-0 35 minutes into the match. Good for them. Having watched that they did last week with Boston, I don't know if I can speak with sincere excitement over that. We'll see if they can actually maintain it this time. With the live table being the way it is, that would drop Houston back down into 9th. And Denver would jump up to 10th if it held. So we will see. So there will be some substitutes happening. It's going to be a San Diego player, though. Melanie Barcenas, number 7, coming in up front, replacing Gabrielle Portillo. So number 81 coming off, number 7 coming in. That is the third player subbed in the second window. So we'll see if they have. That means that if they are going to do 2 more subs, it all has to be in the same window. Jonsdottir decided not to step out. So as soon as the ball is put back into play, she can run back in. Ball's kicked up. And now Shores with the ball. Jonsdottir runs in. Oh, a horrible pass. Like, it's always a misplayed option that leads to a rough counterattack. But this time, Sams tries to kick it. Giselle Thompson deflects it. Ultimately, it's the same goal. Ball was going to go out of bounds, but a lot more dangerous than it needed to be. There's the throw-in. And now McNabb sends it back. Wesley had it, gave it to Dali. Wesley again. Stays up right around the center circle. Slow walk up, but goes finally to Leah Godfrey, who dribbles through two people. Makes the pass to Dali. Gets blocked by two Angel City players, but it doesn't leave the box. It's still in play. Borges finally forces it out, gets it to Suarez, and now there could be a counterattack for Angel City. We'll see if something happens. McNabb is able to rail it away from her and kick it back to their defender, who kicks it back in. We'll see if the attack continues here. San Diego looks a lot smoother now. They are playing a much better game this half. Dadinia now going on the attack. Giselle Thompson, though, letting nothing through her there, forced to kick it, and then Borges sends it back up. Kennedy Fuller up front, trying to pressure the ball. Neely Martin doing the same. And finally, we see Barcenas trying to get involved to play. Ascanio with the ball. Sends it over to Dali. Dali moves it over to Ascanio. Ascanio kicks it back to McNabb. McNabb trying to dump it back in. The play is made. Once again, Godfrey tries to put it into the box, but deflected. Still in there. It is... The ball's still in play. No whistle. Yeah, that completely changed the dynamic. I think everyone was expecting a dead ball, but it just treaded the line and stayed in play. So that keeps Angel City at a disadvantage because they were expecting to get the throw in and it just never came. Here's the kick. Once again, Dadinia trying to make a play off the ball. Pressure coming in from Thompson. She launches it. Ball is headed. Still in play. Finally, Martin kicks it out. Dali launches the ball, but it is very wide of the goal, and that's going to be a goal kick. It was clear Kenza Dali just did not want to get away with no shots on this, so she tries to just fire one and see if Anderson can make a play on it, but the ball wasn't even close to the net, so it ends up not really managing anything. Kennedy Fuller coming off on this sub window. Riley Tiernan, number 33, coming in her place. So that's going to be big. Now Tiernan, who was a pretty standard starter, did not start this match. She's now in play. And VAR is being called for something. Are they trying to see if Anderson touched it? I don't think the ball got close. I'm not sure what it was. I think it might have just been they were counting the sub windows, because I think, if I'm counting that correctly, I think that might have been the third sub window for Angel City. Let's see. No, it was Chalufia and Tiernan. They haven't pulled for anyone else. So they still have a third window, but they've only used one sub each time, which means if they do want to use all their substitutes, they would have to do 3 and 1. So we'll see what they settle on. All right. Ball still in play. Now Angel City trying to counter it. Goalkeeper sends it up, but it did not go anywhere near as far as she thought it would, so it's still in Angel City's offensive half. San Diego now with the ball, but trying to get some distance. They finally just send it back to Haracic, who kicks it over to Maroney, and now she's going to try to be the one who runs it up while she's got open field. Kicks it over to Dadinia, who's immediately pressured. pass was made to try to get something with Byers, but Dudinha wasn't able to settle it, and ball goes out. It is a throw-in for Angel City. Goes high. Ascanio was able to press it up, and now it's over to Barcenas. Sends it back to Dali. Sends it back over again on defense to Wesley, who sends it up to McNabb, and then Maroney. Now Godfrey with it, over to Dudinha on the very far corner, right up in near the corner flag. Starts trying to make a play off the ball. Nothing doing. They try to do a header. Not there. Sams heads it. And the ball goes out of the box. Chilufia pops it up. Outruns the defense. She muscled McNabb. And now is up in the offensive third before it was finally forced out. It stays with Angel City, though. San Diego's defense didn't have an answer and just needed to force it out there. 70 minutes gone in this match. Still 1-1. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the half, and now it's just intense. Once again, we have Neely Martin acting as the thrower. Definitely the Mother's Day promotion here. Seeing a lot of girls, a lot of families. There we go. There we go. Dudinha trying again. No whistle blown. She laid out. They are not saying it's the result of a foul, though. Sams with the ball. Being a lot more aggressive on offense. She pressed up. And is pressuring McNabb. Finally forcing her to just kick it into the defense. Kicking it into Emily Sams. And that forced a goal kick, finally. But I don't think Kirsten McNabb was expecting to be challenged by another back. That was definitely not on the bingo card there. So yeah, for those who have missed, Dudinha got the first goal at the 49th minute. Emily Sams, in the aftermath of a set play, got one in the 54th. And that's where we've been. We are at a 1-1 tie. San Diego has been able to get a few good attacks going, including one just now, but still having trouble getting shots together. The defensive line has been really good at deflecting. And Godfrey again tries to do a swing pass. An opportunity there. Ooh. Barcenas had an open look at there, uncontested. Shoots at Anderson, who just pops it out to the side. Doesn't go out of bounds. Now it does. It's still a throw into San Diego, but that was an excellent save from Angeline Anderson. Really good play, though, by San Diego. This was an excellent move, but yeah, very well saved by the keeper. Ball is popped up. Here's a chance. Suarez chasing it down. Gets control of it. Tries to take the shot, but because she had to stop, she didn't have the ability to really direct it the way she wanted. She had to just settle for a straight shot, and it was well played by Hadicic. Here we go now. 73 minutes gone. Ball's kicked back to Hadicic, who's going to control the ball. No one's actually pressuring her, so she can hold it. It's not a goal kick, so if Angel City wants to attack her, they could. They are not. It goes to McNabb, who presses it up to Godfrey. And foul called. It'll be a free kick to San Diego. McNabb kicks it over immediately. Second half possession has been very dominant for San Diego. They have controlled almost 3/4 of the time. So it is definitely a much more successful match on the part of San Diego Wave. This lineup definitely a lot stronger. But that's why if you're Angel City, if you're in this position, you want to get that goal and steal one here so that you get at least 3 points on the season with this opponent. Here we go. Here's a launch. Dadiña's going to get a chance to shoot. And the ball goes out. It will be a corner. Giselle Thompson slides in. I was concerned for a second that they were going to call a PK because of how Dadiña goes down here, but it was clear she was going after the ball the whole time. That was all ball. Just so happened that Dadiña got caught in it, and that's a completely clean play. Excellent play on from the youngin. That was extremely risky, but she bought into her own skills. So, yeah, as dangerous as you can get, but Giselle Thompson has her sister's timing. We are making a sub. Casey Fair, number 9, coming into the match for Angel City. So number 9 comes in, and Taylor Suarez comes out. So 99 out, 9 in. Here we go. 15 minutes to go. They're bringing her in for some extra aggression. So now it's her and Riley Tiernan up front along with Jonsdottir. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. Oh, and then Chilufya here as well. They're going very aggressive on Angel City's part. So Tiernan with the ball. Sends it in to the box. Gets deflected. And that could turn into a dangerous prospect. Because if you have so many playing aggressively up front, that means you are going to inevitably be reliant on your backs to bail you out of a lot. But they're figuring 15 minutes they can do it. And they're calling a foul on a 50-50 ball on Chilufya. Looked like they're saying it's for pulling down McNabb. I'm not sure that's actually what occurred, but okay. Here we go. San Diego now going on the aggressor. Barcenas tries to send it up, but immediately back corralled by the defensive line of Angel City, who finally kicks it out as they're chased. 76.5 gone. Throw in made. Ball still in play for San Diego now. They're just outside the box. Leah Godfrey again tries to shoot it, and right into Anderson's hand. Not even a difficult one. Immediate stop. So she rolls it over to Sams, who sends it over to Thompson. And now once again, Giselle Thompson making a run-up. It's a good play on this. So that's Casey Fair trying to get through it. Ends up getting lost. Defense sends it up to Dadiña, who has to kick it immediately back. By the way, Houston scored a goal. It's now 2-1. They're about to go to halftime. They're 6 minutes into injury time at the moment for the first half. All right, a lot of motion there. Evelyn Shores just weaved through 2 defenders and then tried to shoot, but it didn't have a lot of power behind it. But it got deflected, so it looks like we're getting a corner. Here we go. She'll likely be kicking right at the beginning of the 79th minute here. She's still walking it up at the moment. A lot of excitement from the crowd in play. There's a lot of enthusiasm here. They want this goal. They want the tie broken. So will this be the set play that does it? Again, they did manage to score in the aftermath of their 4th consecutive set play at the start of this half. Here's another one. She sends it long again. Borges actually did manage to get a clean header. Unfortunately, she was angled so far down that the ball ends up on the left side of the net and just bounces out off the side. Misses the post, probably a good 1 foot away from the post. And that was a great look from it. Like, it was a nice play, but yeah, just didn't have the accuracy. So now, 79 minutes into this match, we still have attacks in. Another substitution for San Diego. Kimi Ascancio leaves the match, and it will be Lorena Fazer, number 18, in her place. So now, 79.5 minutes in, we might be looking at the last 10 minutes here basically being just this. So we'll see what these players can string together. Giselle Thompson makes a couple rollouts, maintaining control of the ball. Finally decides to send it over to Martin, who gets it over to Sams. She kicks it over, I believe, to Gordon. And here we go. Jansdottir finally pulls it down. Goes back. Defensive line still trying to set up a play. 80 minutes gone. Chilufya not able to corral it. It goes over to the San Diego defense, and they try to get a counterattack. Slide is made. And it's a foul called. It will be a San Diego free kick. Here we go. We are into the last 10 minutes plus injury time. Still 1-1. San Diego has been by far the aggressor in this half, but that hasn't stopped Angel City's defense from making this interesting. Oh my lord, that was impressive. Mimi Van Zanten gets the goal, and they are ahead again. Dudinha launches this thing, curves it perfectly, and Van Zanten rushes in, and another player farther back gets a goal off of a really well set play. Turnabout is fair play, I guess. And now late in this match, Angel City is once again going to be in a position where they have to be the aggressor and force a second goal. Now, the good news for them, it took them about 9 minutes to do it last time. If it happens again here, that would happen in the 90th minute or in the first minute of injury time, which we will definitely have at least a couple minutes. So here we go. Here comes the attack by Angel City, trying to make another one here. That, by the way, is Van Zanten's first goal in the league. Ball goes over. It is a goal kick. Chilufya still chased it down and threw it over to the goalkeeper because they are trying to keep this game going. They are trying to keep it quick, trying to keep it loose. 82 minutes gone. So it is 8 minutes and change for Angel City here to try to get a goal here. That was pulled off. It's taken by Tiernan. And Angel City once again with control of the ball. The pressure coming in from Shores. A give and go. Shores now sends it into the box, but deflected. Goes out. Are we going corner or goal kick? They're calling goal kick. So here we go now. Really wild one here. Best goal differential in the NWSL. San Diego's second half. It's 10-3. So they take a little while to get started, but once they get going, it is noticeable. And here it comes. Once again, they have to now hold form, just keep this 2-1 lead while Angel City goes on their own late game attack. They are very good at racking up a goal extremely late, but it's usually after they've given up another one that puts them down 2, so it's kind of like the Donald Duck goal. Chilufya with the ball in the box, sends it to Sams outside the box. They swing it over to the other side to Giselle Thompson, who keeps it in bounds, but there's still a lot of pressure on her. They force it back over to Martin. Martin sends it to Sams, but Sams is already well outside the field of play when she heads it, so that's a throw into San Diego. It's definitely felt like the longer the match went, the more it has favored San Diego. And I do wonder if a lot of that is Jan's daughter hurting and Borges still hurting from the head. And now it appears she's also having a hamstring issue. Whistle is being blown for a trainer to come onto the field. So this will be adding to the eventual injury time. I'm just checking on some of the other action here while we're waiting on this. So the other matches at halftime. NBA, Thunder up 12 on the Lakers. The Wild currently dominating the Colorado Avalanche 4-1, so they will get on the board in that series if everything holds. But yeah, still stretching for Ari Borges. She's trying to pull herself together, get back up. But I think they will. It will be in a matter she'll have to check herself back into the match. So tomorrow you have a triple header. The action is in place. ESPN is airing at 9:25 a.m. Kansas City, by that specific time. Kansas City and Chicago. Bay FC and Utah will be at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Victory Plus, which is a free app. All you need to do is create an account. And then Seattle will also play Washington as a doubleheader on Victory. So those of you who want to see some NWSL action, that is 2 matches you can see for free. All you got to do is create the account with Victory Plus and just watch along. Here it is. Sam's pushing. Martin back to Sam's. Gordon swinging it. Here we are, 86 minutes down. The counterattack going. She tries to kick off to the... Oh, there is someone back there. Really far out. Ball, Jan's daughter here tries to get into the box. Doesn't work, but... And they're calling a foul. Was not seeing what the foul was, but there is a San Diego player down. So we are likely going to be checking... Are they going to call for a card? Doesn't look like it, but seems to be an intense moment here. Okay, so Chilufya came underneath to get to the ball. Truthfully, I think Chilufya got the worst of it because hand going straight into like her eye line, like that could not have been fun. But the landing, yeah, I could see it was one where technically she did have the inside position and you came up under someone trying to land. So it is what it is. Anyway, we've got Martin kicking it back to Anderson. Anderson sends it forward. Tries to get over to Chilufya. Isn't able to, but another play on the ball does get it back to her. She's not able to chase it down, though. Ball goes out. It is a throw in. 87.5 minutes in. There it is, another one here. Ball picked up and taken. Martin gets deflected and kicked out. Oh, we do have one more sub, and it appears the emotional moment has come. The final sub here at the end of the 88th minute. We've got big substitution for Angel City. Claire Emsley, number 10, back in, replacing Neely Martin. All right, now we'll see. Does the extra aggressive player come in, make an impact? She's only got to play for about, at most, 10 minutes. So it's just whatever you can give. We go. It is a throw-in. 88.5 in. Emsley will definitely be someone who Angel City needs here, as it does feel like something has been missing from the club. Having her back in will be hugely important. Emsley actually with the ball now. Immediately sends it over to Sams. Gives it over to Gordon. Ball gets deflected. It was being played by Shores. And it goes out. Shores will do a throw-in just past midfield. Ball goes long. Ball goes into no man's land. Foul called. Van Zandt got taken down on that one. To be fair, neither of them were anywhere near the ball, so I don't think it was necessary to pull her down. In any case, here we go. 30 seconds left before they announce how much is going to be given to injury time. And they had Hadicic make the hit. Doesn't work through. Here we go. Ball is misplayed. Still with San Diego. This would be a over 3-year drought of victory against Angel City ended. Foul called as Dudinia gets knocked over. 4 minutes are going to be added to this thing. All right, with only 4 minutes, I'm not going to add a new timer. I'm just going to hold it at 90, and we're just going to watch along. Yeah, Sam's basically was like a big going for the rebound, like boxed her out, but used the arms. That would probably fly in the WNBA, but in a soccer game, that's not working. All right, so Dali sends it to Dudinia. Dudinia trying to control the clock. Foul called as she gets knocked over again. Dudinia is just getting roughed up. And she drops. They're trying to see. She gets up because she knows if the trainers have to come out, the injury time isn't going to count. And I think she's trying to get this game off the field as quickly as possible before it affects us. So, the fewer counterattacks, the better. If you're San Diego at this point, you're just trying to get away with this win. So they're setting up, getting a wall of players. Only 2 are going to be standing in place. The rest are going to try to field the ball. Dudinia going from basically the sideline. So this is a 90-degree angle. Yeah, she makes a pass over to Barcenas. And it's deflected out. It's going to be a throw-in for Angel City. Still very deep in the field. They just throw it into the box and roll it over to Anderson. And they'll try the counterattack from the weak side. 2 minutes gone here. At best, we're adding maybe like 15 to 20 seconds for Dudinia going down. But I think so far they're on pace. San Diego just popping the ball up, getting it out of there. They're loading. I think they're in a lay and pray at this point. They're going to just ride this one out. They're already ahead. You don't need another goal. So they're just going to play it as it is. Anderson sends it up. A lot of players up there trying to make something happen. Still controlled for the ball trying to happen. Dudinia ran up and so now we have 2 people down. Borges and Dudinia went down. So this is basically 10 on 10 at the moment. Ball is weakly shot. And now 3 minutes in injury time, we might have to stop for some injuries. 2 players who have been getting flung around all match, I think might have finally reached their end point. Dudinia and Ari Borges are not getting up. And that's, by the way, a goal kick to Angel City. So there is still about a minute, maybe a minute and a half on this clock. And we are going to have to stop and try to get something out of it after these 2. I don't think either one has a sub window, do they? Oh, San Diego, I think, does. Yeah, she is not walking well. If you have a substitution, I would just say go for it at this point. I get a lot of your offense runs through, but you don't need the offense right now. That's not what you're looking for. So, they said we're 4 minutes in, but functionally, we stopped at the 3-minute mark, so there is still a minute and a half still to go as soon as we sort this out. But yeah, need to say, I think Elmsley will be very important to have in. Yeah, Jordan Fusco is going in to replace Dadinia. It'll be important to have her in again, as well as the 1-game suspension to be wrapped up. Because Angel City has been definitely relying on what I think are reserve players in the opening lineup that needs to be adjusted. All right, ball gets rolled out. It is Angel City's ball. So there is still time here. It's 95 minutes in. Sam's is doing the throw-in. No. They're switching it. Jan's daughter's going to do it. Trying to make a play out of this. Throws it to Borges. Sends it back to Jan's daughter. Is she going to try to set it into the box? She is. It's deflected by San Diego. If that was the play, that was not fielded well. Ball is still in the offensive half. We'll see if they let him keep attacking. Chalufia is not able to maintain the ball. Godfrey now running uncontested. Finally, ball is forced through. Anderson corrals it. He sends it up. We have no idea when the whistle's going to blow at this point. We're in uncharted territory. Sam's has the ball. Yeah, that did not... I think if they had made a run at it, I think they would have given her more time, but they are calling it there. And we are done. 2-1, San Diego gets that victory. And it'll be Van Zanten getting the victory for them, the go-ahead goal. That moves San Diego into a clear second place. It dips Angel City back down into 9th. Their goal differential is still solid enough that they won't go behind Denver at the moment. But they are still 9th as it is. And admittedly, they still have a lot of games in hand, so they would be able to pull ahead of at least one team with a victory. But yeah, needless to say, they need to get themselves back to that full strength as quickly as they can. They've got next week Angel City back in Portland. Now, hopefully, everyone back in place. It'll be a hopefully a much different result for them as they actually attempt to make some waves there. And speaking of the wave, congrats to them. First win against Angel City in 3 years. And for that, you earn a rematch. Or I guess not a rematch. I guess... No, it was Houston they played first, right? I'll have to go back and look at the schedule. But yeah, they have a mid-week match on the 20th with Houston. And before that, Friday the 15th, they're going to be hosting the Washington Spirit in a battle of a team that just got off of a cold streak and another team riding a hot streak. So that is what is coming up. We have crossed the 2-hour mark of the broadcast here. As I said, the second half has begun for Houston and Denver. Houston still trailing Denver 2-1. We'll see what becomes of that, but I'm going to take a pause here. I actually might be back on Twitch to return to some gaming here. I haven't been able to do much of that as burning the candle at both ends. So usually after this, it is a very tiring day, but regardless, we are done here. In spite of the results, hope you all had fun. We'll see you all next week for the Saturday game, which is Denver Summit hosting Orlando Pride. All right. I don't think we put Orlando on here before. Denver's been on here. But it'll be interesting to see. So tune in for that. And until then, enjoy your matches. Watch with excitement as we go through the rest of the week. And still, go Angels.